Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the one and only Silver SED, Geoff Webb.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
I've just been sitting backstage at the green room watching this presentation going on, and I've had to completely change my opening. I'm just blown away by what I've seen this morning. Absolutely incredible. Doesn't Hong Kong look fantastic? TV advertising for our opportunity. Guys, it doesn't get any better than this. I'm so excited, I need to celebrate. So if you bear with me a moment of indulgence, it's time to get the champagne out. Bear with me. Put a dent in that Aston Martin, shall we go for it? Whoa! Cheers to a new year, everybody. Another year to get it right. I want you to come with me in your minds, and I want you to go back 10 years. I want you to just remember where you were on New Year's Eve, 1999, or as it was more commonly referred to, Millennium Eve. Do you remember where you were? I bet you do. I bet everybody in this auditorium remembers what they were doing, who they were with. But it was an unusual start to the new year, wasn't it? Because we were wondering what would happen when midnight ticked over, when the computers had to deal with the date 00. And we wondered whether the year 2K bug would make all the planes fall out of the sky. And we wondered whether all our computers would crash. And there are a few people who wondered whether it would be the end of the world as we knew it. And there are a few people who wondered whether the Millennium Dome would be anything other than a complete and utter waste of money. The year 2000. You know, it only seems to me like yesterday that Concorde met its sad end in Paris. It took off on its final commercial flight and caught fire shortly after takeoff and crashed, killing everyone on board, and that was the end of Concorde. It only seems like yesterday that Dr. Harold Shipman was sentenced as being the most treacherous serial killer the UK has ever known. It only seems like yesterday that George Bush was elected as president. It only seems like yesterday, but it was 10 years ago. You know, I'm bumping into people all the time at the moment. We went to do a training for Jamie and Adele last Sunday, and we're saying hello to people and wishing them Happy New Year and saying, I can't believe, I don't know where the year's gone. Does anybody else feel like that? Well, where's 10 years gone? I was talking to somebody in our team just before Christmas. They're really excited about their new Kleeneze business, which is understandable. And they said to me, they said, tell you what, Geoff, I wish we'd found this Kleeneze business 10 years ago. And I said to them, do you know what? In 10 years' time, you will have done. And we've just demonstrated how quickly that 10 years goes. So here we are. January Showcase. 2010. The dawn of a new decade, not just a new year. And where are we in 2010? What about you? What about now? What about today? Well, what about today? You heard in Jamie's speech, as if we needed to be reminded about the state of the economy. Unemployment rates running rampant, especially among younger people. But people out there, our human population, are dealing with all sorts of things. You and I are dealing with all sorts of things. I was talking to someone recently who has an endowment mortgage and has discovered there's a shortfall of about £25,000 of what it was supposed to be to pay off their mortgage. My brother phoned me last year. He was a bit down. I said, "What's wrong, Steve?" He said, "The company's just ended my final salary pension scheme." That's what people are facing. Anybody here work in the public sector? Anybody know anybody who works in the public sector? The Chancellor announced, didn't he, in his pre-budget report just before Christmas, that there's to be a pay freeze for anybody in the public sector for 3 years. Thanks, darling. People are hurting. What about you? What about now? What about today? We've just seen some incredible things launched this morning, but you know, over the last 3 years since Findel took over, there have been some incredible things going on behind the scenes to make our opportunity to what it is today. Some things are perhaps not things that you and I would be aware of on a daily basis. Adjustments and things that needed to be done to keep the company in compliance with various legislations which change all the time. And then things that we are more aware of. Internet registration. How cool is that? Fantastic speakers at our destinations and at our conferences and showcases. So many things that Kleeneze have put into place for us. Our catalogues. This one is the best I've ever seen. Steve Seymour said in the news video that the colours danced off the page, and they do. The quality of the photography, the quality of the paper, things that are important in making our opportunity work and in making your customers open the catalogue and buy. Stock levels, how fantastic were they in the run-up to Christmas? Absolutely. The sponsoring tools that we've been given, and now unprecedented TV advertising. I'm blown away by that. And you know what? If you've not thought this through, Jamie and the team at HQ have been so clever with what they've done, because advertising the catalogue before and in the run-up to Christmas and over Christmas and New Year has raised the brand awareness. And now we go in, bang, advertising the opportunity to that human resource population who are hurting. So I want to pause for a moment. I want to look at some numbers for those of you who in the auditorium are perhaps digitally minded.